Hello everybody. So today we're going to talk about solving proportions and writing proportions. And when this topic was introduced to you, one of the main things was to set up the proportions correct, and then we can do the calculations by cross product or butterfly method. So let's go ahead and see different examples and how we can use those proportional skills to get the answers. So first thing, we have given the local animal shelter recently prompted its adoption program at the shopping mall. Of the 25 animals displayed, 15 were adopted. What percent of the animals were adopted? So I'm going to remind you what was the general formula that we're using with the percentage. And one of them that we discussed was is over of is equal to the percent number over 100. So that was the formula, and I'm going to ask you to write down this formula on your formula sheet because absolutely necessary to use it when we're dealing with some of the percentage problems like that. So once you know this, let's go ahead and substitute. We have given of 25, which means is 15 will be the right substitution. So I'm going to set up this as a 15 over 25 is equal to, and it says what percent, so the percent is unknown part over 100. This percent also I can measure as a, or at least I can name it as x. Let's say this is x, what we don't know and we're looking for. So once you set up your proportion, next you're going to do cross multiplication. So 15 times 100 will give us 1500 equals to 25x. Next step, we'll divide by 25. So then x will be equal to, and I'm going to use the calculator here. So we have 1500 divided by 25, that will be equal to 16. So 60% of the animals, of the total amount of animals were adopted. Next question. Laura types 5 court cases at the courthouse a day. Laura types 160 words in 2 minutes. How many words can she type in 5 minutes? So the first ratio, now again, we have a proportion. First ratio here, I'm going to use those two numbers as information. And I will say 160 words over 2 minutes. The reason I put W and M is because I want to know where the words are going to be displayed, which is on the top of my ratio, and the minutes will be on the bottom of my ratio. Now, why do we do that? Because when you're looking through the question, how many words they could be typed in 5 minutes, the words will be the one thing we don't know, and we will put the minutes down on the bottom because here where the minutes are from the first ratio. Okay, so now let's go ahead and multiply those numbers. 160 times 5. So 160 times 5 will give me 800. 800 is equal to 2 times x, 2x. Then we will divide by 2. So 400 words could be typed by Laura in 5 minutes. And we're done answering that question. Next example, we have given similarity of 2 shapes, and they're asking us to make a proportion to show the relationships between the lengths of the sides. So, for example, if I choose to begin with Q over H, those are the 2 similar sides, right? So we will move, let's switch that, so we will move and we will say Q over H will be equal to, or the same relationship as R over F. And again, notice I started with blue triangle to the orange, blue triangle to the orange one. I will do the same thing here, blue triangle side through the orange. So the blue one is R, And then to the orange will be F. And that will be one of the way we can express that. Definitely we can use another side. So let's actually measure those with two lines. Those two are similar, and also those two are similar as well. So if you wanna, you can switch R and F with another way. P from the blue and G from the orange. You can do that, you can switch, because all those should be the right ratios in order to write the proportion. Okay, well, next example will be this one. So if we have Maria is landscaping her yard. She buys perennial flowers for $32.50 per flat. She also buys fertilizer that costs $15 per bag. The equation is C equals 32.50 times F plus 15 times B, where C is the total cost. F is the number of flats purchased and B is the number of fertilized bags. Can be used to determine her total cost. What does the Maria total cost if she buys? Now let's underline the information, or maybe highlight. She buys 4 flats of perennials and 2 bags of fertilizer. Okay, I'm gonna write this down because we said up here that F will stays for number of flats. So F will be equal to 4 from here, and then B is the number of fertilized bags, so B will be equal to 2 bags from here. Next step, once I have this information, I can go ahead and use the equation, substitute F and B with the numbers, and just do the calculations and get the total cost. So let's do that. C is equal to 32.15 times 4 plus 15 times 2. So I substitute from this formula up here, F and B with the numbers, and C will be equal to, now multiply those two, 32.50 times 4, which is 130, plus 15 times 2 is 30, so total cost will be $160 for her gardening project. Alright, well, I hope it makes sense and you guys can see some of the information that is provided for you in the word problems. We have another one here. A map uses the scale 1.5 centimeters and 25 meters. So this is the scale. Two cities are 190 miles apart. How far apart the cities on the map? So I'm going to use the scale of 1.5 centimeters to 25 miles. And I'm going to set up my second ratio. Two cities are 190 miles apart. Now look at this first ratio. We have the miles on the bottom. So I'm going to put 190 miles here on the bottom. What we don't know will be how far the cities will be on the map, which means we don't know the centimeters from the map because the map is small. Of course, you can imagine that we are using map to measure centimeters. We can't measure miles because the map will be too long, right? Or huge. We just can't do that. So centimeters is what we're looking for. From here, we're going to do cross multiplication. So it'll be 1.5 times 190 is equal to 25x. Well, let's go ahead and calculate what is 1.5 times 90. So this is 135 equals 25x. We'll divide by 25, those two cancel, so x divided by 25. So then we have 5.4 centimeters, the distance between the two cities here on the map. It doesn't matter. Oops. Alright, so let's see what happened and why we have this issue. here. Sorry about that, it looks like my air server is gone at this moment, but we are back. Okay. All right, so 5.4 centimeters, which means maybe, I don't know, that's too small map, but if you pick one city here and another one over here, and you measure the distance, that distance will be in centimeters. All right, we have a couple more quick examples, and with that we will end this review proportion practice. The first lap of an audio race is 2000 meters. This is 5% of the total race distance. What is the total race distance? All right, well, percentage problem. So we have is over of equals to percent over 100. Is 2000 meters will be what we will substitute up here. Over of, we don't know what of is, equal to 5% over 100. So once we have this, let's go ahead and do the cross multiplication. 2000 times 100. So we're gonna write, and I will just type this, 2000 times 100 will be 20,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay, actually 200,000 equals 5x. Well, imagine x of will be your x unknown, 5x. Then we'll divide by 5. Divide by 5. So 40,000, x equals 40,000 is the total distance of this race. If 2000 meters are only 5%, then just, you know, think about the numbers. It makes perfect sense 40,000 to be 100% of the race. And the last question is the one that you don't need to do actually any calculations, you just need to read carefully. The triangle EFG is similar to triangle JKL. So this triangle is similar to this. And also this JKL is similar to this. Now, which statement will be true? The first triangle is congruent to the third one. The first triangle is similar to the third one. First triangle is a reflection of the third one. There is no relationship between. Well, if they're talking about similarity and similarity for each one of those, definitely B is the one statement that we want to circle and say that first triangle EFG is similar to QRS. And with that, we will end this review mini lesson. Thank you for watching the video. We will have more discussions in class and continue with the practice worksheet. Have a great day, everybody.